and find out where they can fix it
Oh,
is the equivalence of replacing it.
yeah. He said,
So reconvening the regular board special meeting, moving on to 6D. I need a motion to place the executive director on administrative paid leave pending results of the independent investigation.
No adding paid into there, or is it
No,
just
no, 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 no. I read that wrong. Sorry, my bad. So moving on to the motion to place the executive director on administrative leave pending results of independent investigation.
Almost.
One second. Any discussion?
So again, the way that I read this is that we're either placing them on leave or we are not placing them on leave.
So my suggestion with that is just tabling this one until we can get the reflection of the law firm that's going to be doing the investigation. So my thing would be to table it until we can get a answer from the law firm with
I think that time, the time to find somebody to do the investigation is part of it. Like,
so I was thinking like until we can get that law firm to confirm they're gonna do this investigation and then they say, yes, we're gonna do it. That's when we'll put him on leave from that time.
I can't remember, was there anything in that letter that referenced that?
I think it mostly, it just said that we needed to have, there was a specific time frame we needed to.
It was March 25th and I haven't gotten any emails from Oscar Wilds in regards to even getting an extension on it.
Oh.
So it needs to be like right away. So if we can drop a RFP for all three or all two law firms to see what the pay rate is in this system, then the investigations if they can.
I think it should be a board member that reaches out to me.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yes, it's here in 10, so it's in that.
We're over the 10 days.
Now we are.
No, I mean, whether they provided that in the time frame.
They did. When they provided the letter.
Well, March 25th was
Yeah, it's 10
the other
days,
day.
yeah.
Was the other day, and then we did provide them with Aaron, and then they rejected it based on her credentials. So
Wow.
we have to go back and
Then
look
if
at the review that.
they rejected that, there shouldn't have been a new time frame then.
yeah, it has to be just,
Yeah.
because we searched around to find the most appropriate one at the PD. Uh,
Yeah, because that, I mean, they're already past that anyway.
Yeah.
So they got to give a new time frame on that.
So I think immediately you can do up the RFP, then the quicker we can, and just give them deadline to respond. They haven't gotten an updated letter from Oscar Wilde in regards to me about anything like that regarding this investigation. We need to change it to table. Motion to table this until we get a response from the law firm. I think. Come on, secretary.
I'm still learning.
How did you say that again?
I need a motion to table, to place the executive director on administrative leave pending the results of independent investigation and reviewing the two law firms with a deadline over 1 week, 7 days to respond with their hourly rate and their ability to expedite the investigation.
Time frame.
Almost on the table that.
Any discussion on tabling?
Yeah. There was some guidance on a couple pages here and I just want to make sure.
Then I print out everything they sent me and that's a lot,
There's a lot.
that's a lot of stuff.
They just don't, I know that a couple of the stuff in a non-compliance was that the previous board did not move forward with certain actions. That delayed some of the stuff getting into compliance and I don't want to push ourselves out of compliance
I know,
by you know,
I know, we were only at 35% with the compliance, now we're at 64%, right? Over half. Over half.
Well, I think the biggest issue on there is the fact that there was a recommendation for a investigator to go through and do that. And then they rejected that.
Yeah.
And did not come back with a date that was attainable or achievable for us.
And
and
then
then
you're gonna reach out to them, Vicky.
Yes.
and I think part of that delay was like our special meeting and then that having to be posted and then our meeting having to take place 3 days after that, and that kind of pushes things a little further. But I do know that once we made the recommendation, she replied within less than 24 hours. So I don't know how long or how quickly that these guys can get back to us. I just want to make sure that, not to rush it, but this was a request from March 11th.
Right.
I
So,
don't think that there's an issue with either one of these being not approved by Oscar Wilde as they made the recommendation for these. It's just a matter of taking board motions.
yeah, but I think, right now we're waiting on, the proposals, like the request for proposal. So I don't know how much longer that's gonna delay us. And then, so like, say we send that out, what, today, Monday, and then they get a week. And then we have to post it. And then the next meeting is in 3 days. So then that's like another 2 weeks. So my only thing is I just don't want that to end up being another hit on our non-compliance because we're delaying it. That's my only concern.
I would let the board know that when they reached out for their CDs, for the they said, "Well, responded immediately." So it's on the limit, it's on the wing.
Yeah,
Please come to the admin, she's not part of the thing.
So just for your clarification, I was invited by the military to answer these specific questions.
I didn't hear that. How's your thing?
So we're tabling this until we can get those proposals back.
So I'm gonna reach out to Osprey Wiles too and let them know that we're reviewing and sending out RFP in regards to these two law firms. And hopefully they can help put the bug in their ear to be able to respond back right away. And like I said, you know, that week, I would like to have it at least 3 days. But, you know, considering what the law firms, all the law firms are, they.
And then
go
like
by
what
their
their
timeline.
availability is.
Exactly.
I'm wondering if there's like, maybe we can also request additional. She just said that that was just a few, and I'm sure that's just what she got off the top of her head. But I'm wondering if there's like additional ones that we can request, like, do you have 3 more? And then there's a higher probability that we're gonna get somebody we can, one, afford, and then 2, could kind of expedite getting this investigation complete, because I'm sure we don't want this to drag.
Right.
And then we can figure out how we're gonna pay for it.
Well, I think that's probably something,
Yeah,
part of that
that's what,
conversation
that's
you need
what
to
I'm,
have.
yeah, I'm, that's what I'm
See if
really
there's other
concerned,
avenues.
that's what I'm really concerned about. Is the price. And the expectation of how quick they're gonna get it done.
Cause I'm sure if we, you know, ask them and we're letting them know that needs to happen ASAP, I'm sure that might even increase the price.
Is there any more discussion on this one for tabling it?
Cause then there's also Easter coming up.
I don't celebrate Easter, so that's not a concern for me. Sorry.
Well, they might, and then that's also around spring break, and they might have kids or grandkids they're vacationing with. I don't know.
Great. So we have to take all this stuff into consideration and regarding.
So like, how much time are we thinking? So if we table it, then when would be the next?
Or you could call an emergency meeting if you didn't have the extra 3 days to wait. You could do a special with a 3-day posting, or you could post an emergency.
So our next one is April 15th. So if we can get the RFP out. When is Easter?
April 6th. When does the school go on spring break?
It's that
That weekend.
Friday and that Monday.
Time, were you gonna be able to, I mean, not to put more on your plate, but were you gonna be able to meet with the staff then? I'm just kind of worried about the climate as well, you know, with not, you know, there's things are in limbo too, and
Great.
That might need to happen sooner than later,
I
huh?
think I need to be here on Monday. Yeah,
Because of the stuff that happened last time, when our old head of school got fired, nobody knew. I did post the agenda in our Slack today. Because nobody knew about the agenda, what was going on. So.
The meeting had the required 3-day posting posted outside on the wall, and it was also posted on the school website, which are the posting requirements for the board.
Is the agenda posted with at some point?
I'm sorry?
Does the agenda get posted or is that after?
When the
Um,
meetings are done. They're posted on the website.
I won't be available Monday to come with you. I'll be out of town, but I
I'll be
think,
here Monday.
I think Monday would be good.
Good, you can start. Mhm. Are you able to stop in for a few minutes, Thomas, on Monday?
I think we have that, the finance meeting from 9 until 10. When were you all thinking?
About 5 a.m. working.
Oh, gosh.
What's our morning run?
Staff gets here about 7:45. They should be.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not gonna be any way to get them, like if we send out a notice to them now, they're not gonna necessarily get it until Monday. So I'm assuming that all the staff is under the impression that any staff meeting will be at the end of the day, which would be about 3:15, 3:20.
And how many people
We're
are?
on contract for 3:30.
Everybody is.
But which ones are riding the bus? You said there was a couple. of
So there's usually 2 or 3 pairs that will ride the bus. And then somebody goes and picks them up from the elementary to bring them back. So they would generally hold off on the staff meeting until they've arrived back so that everybody is here to be able to attend staff meeting.
I do know that Jean's will not be here Monday, but I'm sure she would like to be a part of that meeting just because of, she's been here as long as she has, and I feel like she would want to be a part of that.
So Monday morning, staff have staff development from 7:45 until 8:30, and then there's usually training right after. It's a late start, and I don't believe there's any training stated for Monday morning, so that would be an opportune time to all get staff together too.
So 8:30 till,
8:30 till, students start arriving at like 10.
And apparently 8:30 to 9:30, well, 7:45 to 9 to 8:30 is everybody's prep time. So then PD normally kicks in at that point. And I thought there was one more for paras, no?
I don't know. I didn't see it scheduled.
Could be. But yeah, normally by, 9 o'clock or so,
if you can
Everyone's
do an
here.
email to everybody, let them know that there's a staff meeting at 8:30 to 9:30 on Monday.
Are they pretty
And if
active
there's
on
ones
Slack?
that need to be online, like
quite a few of
Zayden's.
them.
You can
You
set up
should,
your,
yeah.
okay.
Might better put that in my, I might be late for my own meeting. Now you're talking about leadership here. What are you talking about?
No territory.
No,
Mhm.
okay. I thought there was one more though. They must have finished it.
Might be for the next week. No, probably won't be till after that. I know it's for like MCA training or something like that.
We did, we did the little bit of Go Guardian. And then the MCA training got sent out to us in
Yeah.
videos. That we had to go through, watch the video, do the little quiz type thing afterwards.
Right.
So all the teachers should be done with that by now.
So any more discussion on the motion to table the place executive director on administrative leave pending results of independent investigation? Any more discussion?
Like once we get those back, we'll have the emergency meeting.
Yes.
Did we ever have I'm still a little unclear. Is it to place him or not place him, or place him on paid or place him on unpaid?
I guess it's to place him.
Well, if
Well,
that's
we're
being
gonna play-
tabled, the wording
Yeah.
can be fixed once the.
Yeah.
Well,
No more discussion? Asking for a vote. Comas, the table.
Yes.
Bianca, Victoria, yes. Anna Marie,
Yes.
Donovan May,
Yes.
Bianca,
I'm going to vote no because he's already been advised of what this meeting was for, and we were supposed to have a decision. So I'm gonna vote no.
241. Motion passed. The table. We'll fix the language on that in regards to, paid or unpaid administrative leave for the next emergency meeting. Oh. So moving on to 7, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting at
My bad.
5:25.
A motion.
A second.
Any discussion to adjourn? Anybody else have anything to say?
Make a quick 90-minute speech. Let's
Go fit down.
it'd be a quick 90 minutes, so. I'll have a discussion.
No discussion. Going on to a vote for adjournment. Nicomas, Bianca,
Yes.
Victoria, yes. Anna Marie, Donovan May,
Yes.
motion passed. Yes, okay.
We send a full email to Osprey, just to let him know that March 25th deadline needs to be extended.
Yeah.
You know, and because they didn't approve, it's the choice. Yeah.
And they were on a meeting last time too. Their the accountants had to do an entire funding freeze or freeze accounts basically, no more money out. So if they're not going to accept what we had available to our resources, then
You have a good night.
one, they gotta give us more time to be able to maneuver around.
For sure. Yeah. But just to cover the.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, I just don't want that to turn into another compliance issue. That's my biggest.
Just communicating with the authorized clerk.
So, like, when it come to all these discrepancies and you guys kind of like going down the list saying, we're working on this one, we're working on that one type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that kind of laid out type thing? I mean, if I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So-
and I say, Anne Marie, you're gonna work on this one, I should get something back from you by this time. Or Vicky, you're
It's
working on this
been,
one.
Joel and Rochelle, really, a lot of them are policy making, so Rochelle, her, Joel worked on a lot of those policies. A lot of it was the board. There was a lot of discrepancies in how the board was run. So we've been working on that, and there's probably, I wanna say maybe 4 to 5 of them that are ongoing. They'll keep continuing to monitor the improvement on that. Let's see, then the financials. So, a lot of the, a lot of the discrepancies in the financials are now being addressed because there's a lot of bills that are coming in that we didn't know we had.
Yeah.
There was a lot of grant deadlines that were not met. And because the grant deadlines were not met, those big grants were pulled. We tried to reconvene those, but the deadline was too far behind that they just didn't.
Took the money back.
Yeah. It was almost $500,000.
I've seen that one, and that one is kind of like, I think they've been locked in on that one since the beginning in Wasabeek. So,
And so that was another thing that we're trying to figure out is where the separation from Wasabeek and Endazhi are. Because there's a lot of the billings that came through that has a combination of both of them. And so we're trying to separate them and figure out who owes what, or where is it, how is it being distributed.
what about like the third party billing? Is that ever audited to where we know exactly what we have on a monthly basis? Because I kind of feel like if it's going into one big pile of money in the tribe's account, that they're turning around saying, okay, I'm going to donate you this. But in reality, we are generating this money on a monthly basis.
So I don't know how much money that is compared to what's being generated and what they're giving back because of our downfall in our financials. That was where the $100,000 a month for the rest of the school year to cover payroll.
When I was under the understanding that what was being generated was closer to $250,000 a month.
They are calculated monthly. And so, there's about a dozen of those partnerships, and so they know what's coming in and what's going out.
Well, well, I think that, I mean, just for my own purposes and being able to try to get a handle on financial things, would be able to know exactly what that is on a monthly basis.
Right.
And whether or not that is, is the tribe just paying bills for the school, or, I know they give money back in the form of a donation for a lot of that money, but I mean, is there additional money that is not coming back to the school that we could ask them to give back to us?
Possibly. And there's also an opportunity to amend that agreement to include the counseling for staff and for parents, which wasn't done yet.
There's like a finance committee meeting on Monday.
On Monday?
Yeah, weekly now.
That's just something, that's a
Have you guys
possibility.
ever got something like that before?
What? No,
No?
no.
Is that
But also,
typical for the tribe not to give that out?
Well, the way they don't designate, one of the partnership income for an entity, it is more general. The charter school is unique in that counseling from IAM is what generates those third-party revenues. And so, I don't believe that all of the expenses of the charter are paid by the charter. And I think the tribe pays the light bill and things like that, in addition.
I'm just trying to make sure that, if there is truly a lot more money coming in through that third party
Yeah,
than what is coming back, that
yeah. I don't
we can
think it
use
is.
some of that.
it was, the way it was explained to me was that it was basically the other way around. And that's why the tribal council put a cap on it per month, that it was gonna be $100,000 to pay the salaries to make sure that the school can continue to run, because it was something that was a continuous piece that the school was constantly going for more dollars than what they were putting in, is the way it was described. And that's why it was a big concern, and that's why they had a closed session to discuss it at the council.
And then Jeff, the counselor, does he come to the charter?
Yeah.
Okay, he came in and met with me and said, we can do this. I said, okay, well, let's amend the contract then, and it'll generate more encounters.
Well, he is meeting with staff now,
Okay.
which creates an additional meeting with kids too,
Yeah.
because Cam goes in, like on Wednesdays, Cam will come in at 1:30
Yeah.
and he'll do a group with my kids.
Yeah.
And then I go and see Jeff.
Okay. And those, all those encounters, should be also reimbursable. So we just need to amend the contract with IM to capture that.
And I know personally, I mean, I've kind of not always wanted to do that, but
Yeah,
if I know that there's an encounter rate for the school,
yeah,
personally, I'm gonna be more inclined to go do the meeting.
okay. Okay, that's good.
So maybe that's one of the things we can, bring up on Monday.
Yeah.
But I also want to be careful with that mindset with teachers. Because if that becomes an incentive that the school will receive more funding if the teachers are receiving counseling, that could reflect horribly on IM, because then that turns into coercion. Where teachers are being asked to participate in order to generate funds.
Okay, so maybe they're not. Maybe they're not.
I mean, specifically if the teachers need it, then that's
Right,
great.
right.
But it shouldn't be shared like, hey, if you go, then the school's gonna get funding and we
Right,
need that.
right.
Then that
I don't
Where's the
think
line?
we go quite that far and say, hey, we need some
But I mean,
money.
you
So-
just said that.
Well, I know I did, but that's me personally, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go and tell all the other teachers, hey, you gotta do this so we can make payroll. Yeah. But, you know, I wouldn't mind doing it.
I mean, it's a good concept, but
I know. I didn't think about that at first, though, you know.
Right.
Yeah. That would be available to parents if the parents would like it also,
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a high need.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to blur it with
Yeah.
like, because we need the finance.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it, you know.
It needs to be at a personal basis. And need. Cause I mean, I probably need it right now.
Yeah.
Good.
We have such an attendance.
I think it does help my kids, so it's the end of the day, because they do it as. While I'm in the job, so it kind of gives us all a chance to decompress a little bit, but then do it a bit on.
That really starts with me, and then we take on that, software, therapy services.
Well, and then go through and do coverage and it's kind of. Really trying to go to the blood last meeting. Do something like that, but even if you do that, also they kind of plans to do it. They try to feel so you're doing something. 5 times for short, they say, you're doing that, they're in the fund, should. Right.
But everyone thank you for the benefit. And for the paper to be. It's really helpful. Stay focused and stay. You know, and thank you so much for. The good things that I Welcome again. Welcome to you. Welcome to my madness. It is, you know, and that's what we need to bring back to the, mentality that. That's just. Make sure that the recording staff and the meeting was on, but maybe I'll